Over the last week, we have been putting all of our effort into getting our pantry done. From cutting out the threshold to finishing mudding and taping on the inside walls, finishing our first archway, and finally getting the last few areas of exposed wood covered. We have learned so much just by doing this archway. Throughout our entire house build, our passion for learning new skills has grown stronger, and with each new skill, the fear of the unknown gets replaced with self-confidence and courage. And of course, a new Hootist invention as well. Welcome back, Cajun family. Day 3 of working in this pantry.
This thing has completely kicked our rear end, especially the sheetrock mud whole incident.
And the reason that it has kicked us in our rear end really is because we're not very patient people, and with sheetrock mud you have to be patient.
100% guilty, because it would be like feeling firm enough, so I try to get on the other side and then mess that side up, so I finally just had to stop, completely regroup, and to get it to a point where it's at. We still have to do a skim coat over it, and we'll show you why here in just a second, but we've got it really close to being done.
At this point we have the inside sheetrock mudded and painted, so that's ready to go, and it is ready for the tiles. Now, the outside, we've had a little of a, what do you want to call it, hiccup?
Yeah, I got this weird feeling that we're going to get a bunch of flat because we're saying mudding. I think it's floating.
Floating,
mudding. So
y'all know here at Cajun Country, it is what it is called.
Yeah, we're just used to the mud, I guess.
Can we just call it like that mud and Hootist stuff?
Mistake hiding Hootist concoction.
Perfect. From now on, mistake hiding Hootist. Perfect. Okay, well let's show them why we need some more of that mistake hiding Hootist.
For all you sheetrock pros out there that watch us, why are all these little pinholes in this mud? I have no idea why. It's never done that to me before. Anyway, it was little blisters, and I took a damp sponge to smooth it down, obviously, because I'm not that good, and I'll try to cover up what mistakes I can, but all those little bumps was air pockets. So I know there's something that we're doing wrong. I'm doing wrong. I just don't know what that something is. And before I get too much further, I would really appreciate a little bitty helpful tip or a hint of what I could be doing wrong, because the last thing I want is a house full of these little pinholes.
Okay, but you do got to give yourself credit, because really, even though you're not done yet, look how good that looks.
It's looking better, I'll say that.
All in all, take the little tiny bubbles or whole pinholes or whatever you want to call them away. Jim has absolutely killed it on this archway. Now y'all keep in mind, this is our first time building. I know y'all hear us say that all the time, but truly, we both have never had sheetrock experience. I probably had a little bit more than Jim has just because I was around it, but that doesn't mean that you do a lot of it. Hence us texturing a lot of these walls. It's a good way to cover up some little bobos if you make one. The ceiling is dry, so we can get that painted. Our light's gonna be here today, and that means that the next thing that we are gonna do is gonna be getting to these tiles. I believe how you say this company is STICKGOO, and they were kind enough to send us all of this peel and stick tile to go inside of our pantry. And this is gonna be the first time that I'm working with peel and stick, and which means that that's probably the first time that Jim is too. I've done peel and stick wallpaper before, but never these tiles. But I wanna show y'all something, because these are not typical regular peel and sticks. So in each of these packs, it comes with 10, and I believe they're about a 12 by 12 inch piece. One of the reasons that I really wanted to go with this tile is I really wanted something different and unique in the pantry. I went back and forth about wallpaper, and then STICKGOO ended up saying, hey, we'd love to send you some of these, so perfect, awesome. Now the one thing that I really like about this is y'all can tell, like, this is not just folding back on itself, it's actually got a firm back to it. So whenever we go to put these up, if you have a little indentation in the wall, it shouldn't show bad. And being in the pantry and having a toddler, things are gonna get slammed, things are gonna get banged. Having a big toddler, things are probably gonna get spilled. You know how it is. Whenever you load things in the pantry, you're coming in from Walmart, you're gonna slam the Diet Cokes into the back of the cabinet. So what I really wanted to do is have something protective.
You just threw shade at me over Diet Cokes.
I 1000% did.
Okay, so on occasion, I like to have a Diet Coke. And most of those occasions, we don't have one cold. So I'll be like, I'm gonna put a couple of these in the freezer and get them cold really fast. And then I'll come back later, like 10 minutes, and take them out. I'll put one in the refrigerator and I'll drink the other one. Okay, so what normally happens is I forget that I put those 2 Diet Cokes in there. So obviously I didn't want them that bad anyway, and they turn into little Coke time bombs. And
yes.
Somebody doesn't appreciate that for some
No,
reason.
I don't know if you ever put a soda in the freezer, but it's going to pop and explode everywhere every time. What I really just wanted to do is have something waterproof in there, and I really looked about doing, like I said, the wallpaper or doing a tile in there. But with slamming stuff against the side, I act like this is gonna be WWE is going to be performed in there. But it's just one of those things that I wanted to have something durable on the walls. So what better product than this waterproof material right here?
I think it's going to look really nice too. And we wanted to put these up before we put the shelves in, because if you can see, this edge is, I don't know what you would call that, oscillated. It's not square tiles. So we didn't want to have to be filling in behind the shelves with little bitty tiny cutouts and hoping that it looked right. So we're going to put all these in, make it look nice, and then we're going to build the shelves to attach.
We're going to attempt to put this piece up together, but if you put the first piece up right, then the rest of them should fall out pretty good. So that's what we're hoping for on this anyway.
It's hard to tell by one piece, but I think it's going to look great.
So the first few pieces went up rather quick, and once we got our groove, we knocked out a huge dent in this wall. The most time-consuming part was cutting all the side edge pieces. We did not want to wrap the tile around the corners to continue on to the next walls. We made this decision because we thought it'd be easier since we were going to put trim in the corners anyway.
"2,000 years later."
And yes, we are still working on the same wall. Like I said, very tedious work.
Lydia kept plugging away, putting in those tile, and Ladley wanted to go fishing. Well, I figured, hey, why not? I'll take one for the team, take Ladley fishing, and much as I would love to stay and do tile work, I mean, who wouldn't? We had set this little trap a couple days ago,
Try to catch some bait so we can take Ladley fishing. Well, today's the day and she cannot wait for me to pull this thing in. I think she likes playing with the bait as much as she likes fishing. Now, Ladley's not even 3 years old yet, and I'm telling you, that girl knows how to fish. She just has the knack, and as bad as I hate to admit it, especially on this day, she can outfish me with no problem.
Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just.
With every bass that she drug on the bank, I don't know who is having more fun. Her catching the fish, or me enjoying that smile on her face.
We are dreamers of the shore. Now on this boat, and we all know where we belong. Just wait. Wait for our home to show on the horizon. Soon we'll be there. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. Ooh, we are dreamers of the shore when we can't read the sky. We just sail with the wind that we've got, and when we're drowning in doubt, just keep on believing. We are dreamers of the.
Yesterday while Jim took Lad fishing, I kept on working on this pantry. I ended up staying up till about 1 in the morning to complete this pantry just because I really wanted to see what it was gonna look like finished. Now this peel and stick was very simple to put up, but I will tell y'all that it is not forgiving. So whenever you decide that you're gonna stick it in place, it just better be exactly where you want it. I'm gonna put the product link in the description. It's gonna be down there listed under STICKGOO, and I know they have a bunch of different colors, they have different textures, they have like 3D type of tiles as well. So y'all make sure to go check them out. And now it is gonna be time to put the light up in this pantry.
So now it's time to shed a little light on the subject.
That wasn't funny?
We're gonna be installing this rechargeable motion censored light in the ceiling.
Now we do have a junction box ran upstairs, so all we'd have to do is drill a hole in order to actually turn on the power from our breaker box. But we really wanted to try out one of these rechargeable lights. It was on Amazon.
That's the back of the box.
Oh.
Show them the directions first.
It was on local Amazon. It was $27.99, and it is a little area, so we thought, what the heck, why don't we go ahead and try it out? It came with the light, it came with the mount, it came with screws, a remote, and it did come with a charger. So we left it on the charger overnight, and now we're gonna see how well this is actually gonna work, because we did Amazon Prime this, so if it ain't very good, we'll just ship it right back.
Before I get started putting this mount in, Can we just take a second look at the texture on the ceiling? You did such a good job on this. We will be putting trim all the way around the top part of the pantry, and there'll also be trim to match the shelving in each corner. So I've never installed a motion sensor light before, but what I think we're going to do is we're going to install it where the motion sensor is close to the archway. That way every time you walk by it doesn't click it on. You have to actually walk into the pantry itself for it to come on.
Okay, so Jim went to just go get something that Mr. Matt had sent us, so y'all have got to see this. And I want to put it right there. So let me know y'all's opinion. Is this not meant to go in front of your pantry? Hootersville Drive! What? Perfect. And it gets better.
I personally think this one should go there. How cool. Home is actually where the Hootis is. I mean, truer words have never been spoken.
Okay, that one's not gonna fit above the doorway. That one's gonna have to go on the actual Hootis wall. But look at this, come on. That's meant to be.
That does look really good up there.
So, Mr. Matt, thank you so much for these. This is one of the coolest things.
We absolutely love these things. I mean, we thought this was so cool. We just had to share these with y'all.
We also had Mr. Robert who sent us a CNS print of our logo, and we are so excited to use that. We're not gonna tell y'all what we're gonna use it for yet, but that was also really neat. So
that's gonna be a neat project.
Yeah, so we're gonna wait to show y'all that so we get to the project, but.
I'm gonna put this one in the pantry and see what it looks like in there.
Okay. All right, now we're talking.
That's way too cool to hide in the pantry.
So what we have left in the pantry is the floors, trim, and shelves, and it'll be done. We gotta do the doors still, but that's like outside the pantry. That's not inside the pantry.
We were hopeful to have a few more of those items done at this point, but that tiling really took longer than we expected.
We do both love the outcome of this stuff, and really the durability of it's gonna be fantastic to have in that pantry. It does look a little dark in there now, but our shelves are gonna be white, so it's really gonna brighten it up, and if that light doesn't seem bright enough, we can always exchange it for a different one.
I really like the way it turned out. The light, to me, is plenty bright. I mean, you're gonna walk in there and grab a can of green beans. You're not gonna go in there and perform open heart surgery, so I'm thinking it's gonna be golden.
So we hope that everybody had a good 4th of July, and on the 6th, how old are you gonna be? You wanna tell them?
No.
You don't wanna tell them? Mac and cheese face?
2, 3. All right.
Good job. So our 2-foot timer is officially gonna turn into our 3-foot timer.
Well, thank you all for joining us.
And y'all make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see y'all on Sunday, Cajun family.